The cancellation of the National Figure Skating Championships that was planned for last April, along with postponement of 4 other tests, are just some of the setbacks that hit the Malaysian Ice Skating Federation (MISF) in the wake of the Covid-19 pandemic. Along that came the concerns that would jeopardize the future of ice sports, like a loss of interest in figure skating, in addition to the threat of ice rinks shutting down permanently due to the lack of profit.
Because of the MCO and then the extended CMCO, our skaters were not able to get onto the ice until June. So they had like about 3 months of no ice, no training, no practicing. So what we did was that we tried to keep them motivated with some online webinars, which we partnered with UPM Sports Academy. And we also did a bit of like encouraging them to train at home off ice, to get fit and to eat healthy. So, we encourage them to send in videos of their training at home, videos of what they eat. People have a lot of time during MCO, they cook, right? So the healthy food that they eat and all that. So by doing all this, what we call off-ice or non-ice activities, we hope to keep their interest in the sport and to keep them motivated for when they get ice again. And it was very challenging because ice skating is mainly all about ice.
Yep.
So without ice, but it's given us an opportunity for the skaters to concentrate on their off-ice training, which is sometimes quite neglected. So in a way, it's also a blessing. We told them that they have to get fit to get back on ice, so they have to train off ice. And besides that, when they were on ice in June, we organized a series of what we call our Return to Ice workshops, whereby we sponsored workshops by various coaches who were actually sent to training last year, and they came back and shared with what they have, so it was pretty well received.
MISF schedules 6 tests each year for its skaters in order for skaters to level up, but have been forced to postpone them to the first quarter of 2021 before the upcoming National Figure Skating Championships in April.
So we are keeping our fingers crossed can be held physically, but of course with SOPs in places. Then our idea is to get skaters come in batches.
Okay.
You come, you compete, you leave. As how we conduct our tests. You come, you test, you leave, you don't stay back. Instead of, last time we used to encourage skaters to stay back and cheer their friends, and now, we don't. But hopefully they will allow us to have the competition in April. We are hopeful. So that's our immediate plan.
While postponement has delayed the overall progression of the athletes, Irene said the effects are limited only to being on paper, as individual skills can still be honed regardless of their level.
Big countries like Russia, they built their own bubble. So they have their athletes living and training in that bubble. So they were not affected. In fact, this weekend the Nationals is ongoing.
Wow.
So I think today is the last day. So but people like us and the rest of the countries in Southeast Asia, we have problems getting to ice.
Definitely.
So when the rinks were reopened in June, it was limited. So limited numbers of people on ice. So again, our skaters were, they have to fight for a place, for a slot. You have to book early. You don't get access to ice as easily as you were pre-COVID-19. Then again, it has not deterred a lot of them. The fact that we have got 42 skaters at this competition, it's very motivating for the higher levels. In fact, our seniors all have problems to train. Right? You need time, you need big ice rinks. The only Olympic-sized ice rink is in Putrajaya. The rest are non-Olympic size. So they may have problems training. And a lot of them are now coaching, sharing their knowledge. So the efforts is concentrated on, teaching the younger ones. Access to ice is very difficult, right? And, rings, they are now limiting the numbers. So, like I say, they are not making as much as they are pre-COVID-19 days. There's always the fear that, they will close down.
With ice rinks operating and restrictions on competitions, MISF had to think out of the box for its skaters, at least for those that aren't on the national level. A virtual figure skating challenge based on skaters performing a simplified routine and with judges only at a separate private venue, judging their recorded performances seemed to be the answer. Tournament director Peggy Chong said a total of 42 skaters in 12 categories took part in the competition.
For this one, we didn't take consideration for the performance, like the artistic part of it, because it will be more difficult for us just to judging from a video how graceful or how those transitions are. So with this one, it's more on the technical side. For the skater, they just display what they have been trained for this year. So display what they have doing so far. That is for the skaters to look something to look forward to, because it's been like almost a year they can't really go regularly on ice. There's something they train for. They've been working hard, so at least they have something to look for at the end of the year. And then you still get a medal, they get their own certificate and some achievement.
MISF also used the opportunity to give new judges some exposure to competition judging, using shadow judges alongside experienced ones to study the process. The outlook for 2021 may be grim, but the committee, which governs over an ice sport in a tropical country, is no stranger to the incongruous nature of its existence and is keeping up hopes for a better year ahead.